Hello, I'd like to share some information with you today in regards to displaced anger and what displacement means. This information today is coming from verywellmind.com. The writer is Kendra Cherry and it was reviewed by David Sussman. So, what is displacement in psychology? Displacement is a psychological defense mechanism in which a person redirects any negative emotion from the original source to a lesser threatening recipient. So, if a person is angry and cannot direct their anger towards the source of the anger without consequences, they may take their anger out on a person or even a thing that possesses lesser of a risk. So, defense mechanisms. So when people have negative emotions or impulses, they often look for ways to cope with these unwanted feelings. Displacement is like many other psychological defense mechanisms, often occurs subconsciously. The person is not aware that they're doing it. Psychological defenses operate without our conscious awareness to help us cope with threatening people, things, and environments. We may not be aware of these feelings and or urges, but they still influence our behavior and can cause anxiety. So when we use displacement, our mind senses that reacting to an original source of frustration may not be acceptable. So, how it works. If you ever taken out negative feelings on a friend, family member, even a complete stranger when you were upset about something else, then you've used displacement as a defense mechanism, even if you were not aware of it. So, some examples or an example of displacement. If you're frustrated, something that may have happened during your day or even with your partner because they have a specified partner. Use that example. They were unable to help you around the household with chores. You asked your kiddos, um, siblings, whomever, to start their chores, and they begin whining or saying they don't want to do it. You may display displacement by becoming upset and taking your anger out on the kiddos that are not wanting to clean the home or do the chores that you and your partner agree to do. So let's also say you may lose your job, you're having a hard time kind of finding a new one. Um, you may become fearful of not being able to pay your bills. You start taking out your frustrations, your feelings on on another party that is unrelated to the reason that you are unable to find a new job or employment. So there are unintended consequences with displacement. Displaced aggression, for example, can become a cycle. The characteristics of that are common and they're usually a normal aspect of daily functioning. Displacement as a defense mechanism helps us channel emotions and urges that could possibly be considered inappropriate or harmful to more healthy, safe, productive outlets. Defense mechanisms like displacement can also be unhelpful if people rely on them too heavily or when they lead to problematic behaviors and interactions with people. Overuse of these mechanisms have been linked to psychological distress and poor functioning. Displacement serves as a way to redirect feelings and it also has the potential to cause harm. There are several factors that may influence how and when displacement occurs. So, in speaking to frequency, most people have experienced taking out their anger, their negative emotions on a secondary target or person or thing. While displacement can be a normal response, it can cross the line into maladaptive or even abusive behaviors. So what to do if you're finding yourself having displaced anger or feelings? Over reliance on displacement or any other defense mechanism can be problematic. and or unhelpful. If you're concerned about your use of displacement as a defense mechanism, something that you can do if you would like to address that is speak to a therapist or a counselor as part of psychotherapy so that you all can identify, reflect, explore, process, reframe, implement coping skills. Um, it can be hard to recognize your own kind of displacement if you're concerned again about how you use the defense mechanism. Therapy can be of assistance when your actions, your words, and or your behaviors are becoming a problematic or unhealthy way of coping. So once you learn to recognize displacement, you can take steps to challenging the defense mechanism. I hope that this information was of assistance for you today. Hope you enjoy the remainder of your day.